Thanks. All right. So let's first of all welcome everybody. Come on. It's morning. Thank you. There. All right. I am excited that we are kicking off ACoD once again. It's been 4 years since the last ACoD, 2019, if I remember correctly.
2020. I thought we had one in 2020.
Did we have? No. COVID killed everything.
January? No, we had one in January.
Did we have one in January?
I'm pretty sure we had one in January because I was looking at my slides. I'm like, 2020. Yes.
3 years since the last ACoD.
Well, it's almost 4 years because 3 years and 9 months or something like that. So you round up.
Round up, exactly. But we are very excited, and this first time here in the DC area. So I want to thank, first of all of you for attending. This is going to be an exciting 2 days of some really good content. I wanted to start off by thanking our volunteers, because we would not be here today without the help of a core team of people who helped put all of this together. And I can't start without thanking Valerie Zagapur, who really took control and made sure that we had a place, we had food, we had logistics. So thank you to Valerie. You see her, she's outside by the registration, so definitely give her a thanks. Also want to thank my co-chair Sounil, who his planning and expertise in help driving the philosophy track and a lot of the other back end has been absolutely critical. Dan Lavoie, Andrew Kunji, John Althouse, Dave Schimberg, Derek Chamorro, Guillaume Ross, all contributed to helping make this event a success and that we're all able to be here today. I want to thank all of them. I also want to give a shout out to the original founder of ACoD, the one who had the idea, who put this together. He could not be here today, but in spirit, we want to thank Gadi Evran for all he's done for the whole community.
Gadi's based in Tel Aviv. You can probably
for those who don't know.
He's not able to come.
Yeah. I want to thank our sponsors. I want to thank Capital One, Intel Corp, where I come from, Jupiter One, TacTech, Appian, and the individual contributions of Mike Johnson and Derek Chamorro. Thank you guys and your companies for helping sponsor this important event. Okay, a couple logistics before we get to the fun. First of all, the bathrooms are by the philosophy track. Follow the sign. They're back there. That's where you'll find the restrooms. Food will be provided out in the hallway where you saw the food. That will be drinks all day long, and there will be lunch and snacks served there. Secondly, the happy hour tomorrow night at 4:45 will also be in the main hallway, so please make sure you stay for that tomorrow afternoon. One key important thing, these sessions on both sides will be recorded. That means that at some point in the next few weeks afterwards, we will be able to post those, but just remember that the sessions are being recorded. Again, the sessions are being recorded. Thank you. Before I turn it over to Sounil, I just want to say a thank you for myself. I work for Intel Corp. I'm the federal CTO. My name is Steve Orrin, and I'm very excited to bring ACoD to the local area and to give an opportunity for those who weren't able to travel to Austin in the past or who are just new to this event to come and learn and be a part of not only the operations side of the camp, which Sounil will describe the differences, but also the efforts to contribute to the overall art and what we're able to do, and some of the outputs that we've done at this conference and event have really been game-changing and behind the scenes have helped change and shape the way we as an industry think about security. So I'm very excited to have this event here and to have it back operating and continuing forward. For those who don't know, for the first time, ACoD is now an official 501(c), which is a major accomplishment. That means, number one, we're tax deductible, makes it easier for sponsors. It also makes it easier for us to get the discounts we need to operate on a lean, mean budget. For those who are new to ACoD and have companies with marketing budgets, put in your budget for 2024 so that we can get your sponsorship next year. With that, I'd like to turn it over to Sounil to give a little bit of the background.
All right, thanks. So Steve is underselling himself. Let me explain why. So there was a point in time when we said, let's not have it in Austin, let's have it somewhere else. Anyone who wants to, anyone have ideas for where to have it? Well, Steve opened this big mouth and said, why don't we have it in DC? Which meant, of course, then he had to run the whole thing. I don't think that's what he signed up for. But that's actually kind of, I mean, he really, besides Valerie, I think Steve actually probably took on most of the stress of running this thing, okay? So, one, sorry. Two, if we have it here again next year, we definitely need more help. So thank you, Steve, for really, one, stepping up to say, hey, let's have it in DC, and really then stepping up even more to actually make that happen. So if it really wasn't for Steve for both volunteering and taking it by the reins, it would not have happened. There would not have been an ACoD 2023. All right, so now this is an unusual conference for a couple of reasons. First is it has two names. You probably noticed that, right? It goes by Art into Science, a conference on defense. And the original goal behind this was we felt like, we go to all these different conferences where the attacker is glorified. Hey, look at the latest O-Day, look how I can break these things. I think it's remarkably easy to show how you can throw a brick through a window. I think it's much, much harder to demonstrate that you have a window that resists being broken by a brick. And so we wanted to be able to glorify the defense. And we wanted to do it in two different ways. And so it reflects the nature of both the title of the conference as well as the two tracks that we operate in. So a conference on defense side of it is the operations track. And the operations track is best, one of the ways I describe it is to say, it's like saying, I have to move this rock from point A to point B. How do I move that rock as efficiently, as most effectively as possible? What are the really cool tools that we have to be able to move that rock from point A to point B? And so we'll have some really great talks. In fact, one of the things I really love about this conference is we have people who are builders and presenters, people who do this kind of stuff as a day-to-day function, and they release their tools here, which is kind of cool. Like this is the day, like they come here to release tools. And so that's the philosophy of what we think about for the conference on defense, which is we want people to come and share tools, share capabilities, things that other people can use. So that's the operations track side of the equation. The philosophy track side of the equation is, so if the operations track is how do I move a rock from point A to point B, the philosophy track is why point B, why this rock, is there a rock, okay? We actually want to study the problem. We want to admire the problem because we're not sure if that's even the right problem to admire. And so in the philosophy track, we talk, and this is the art and the science part of the track, where we have a discussion about frameworks and models, and are we even thinking about the problem correctly? And again, this is also where we have a chance to share new ideas, new models, new concepts. And I'm gonna kick it off a little later with the talk on the next stages of AI and so on and so forth. And you'll get a flavor of what the philosophy track looks like there as well. But hopefully it'll have some applicability on the operations side too. But anyway, so those are the two aspects of the conference. We're gonna have the operations track here, and it's very much a sage on the stage type of environment. Meaning, whoever's up here is gonna talk about what they know, how they did it, how they moved from point A to point B. The philosophy track is what I call a guide on the side type of conversation. So you'll see how even the layout isn't like this. It's all table, like round, sort of round tables. Imagine a spherical table, right? So anyway, there's all these, we'll have tables where people can sit around and have a conversation and have a discussion about the problem itself, okay? And a guide on the side there is really meant to have an open conversation with as many people as possible about the ideas that are being presented. So those are the two tracks. And you're welcome to go back and forth. We try to align the time so that you can go back and forth and pick the ones that you want to pick. But just know that the philosophy track may be a little bit more fluid because it may run longer, it may run shorter. It will really depend upon the conversation that's going on. But again, if you want to join those, if you want to skip on an operations track and join that one or go back and forth, we've tried to align them as best as we can. Okay? All right. Did I miss anything?
No, I think you got it.
All right. Is Alt House in the house? Ah, yay! Good. Okay. Welcome. All right. Food is still outside. If you want to grab food, please do.
About an hour before they'll clear it away.
Yeah, you got an hour before they clear it away. Yes, and if you don't take it, I have to eat it all, which is not going to be fun. So definitely go get some food. And
You ready to transition?
yeah, okay. Now I'll switch slides.
Yeah.
Yes.
So here, let me switch over here while you're switching out. So just to formally kick off the keynote of this conference, we asked Sounil to give a talk that sort of mixes the worlds, and give everyone a flavor, as he mentioned, of both the philosophy and also practical information that applies to operations. And so Sounil will be kicking us off with a talk on anticipating the next stages of the AI revolution. For those who don't know, Sounil Yu is the CTO of a new company called Gnostic. Find him after the
My co-founder is Gotti.
Yes, and ask him about it, some really interesting stuff. And with that, what we're going to do is we're going to kick off the event with Sounil giving his interesting talk. And again, once he's done, we'll have about 5-minute transition to allow for those who want to go to the philosophy track to go that direction to where they have labeled the philosophy track back in conference room B, C, D. Sounil, the floor is yours.
All right.